Hello and welcome to June in 2024 in a year gardening. Amazing that we're nearly halfway through the calendar year, so a lot has happened, and Julie and I have been away in Scotland for a few days viewing the beautiful scenery of the Highlands and the Western Isles, and I'll show you some of the beauty of that in the end titles today. Now in today's show I'm doing a fair bit down in the greenhouse, and also I'm going to be putting down some grass seed, and I'll show you what happened when no mow gets a little bit out of hand. But that's all coming up in the show for you, so without any further ado, welcome to June in a year gardening. Hello and welcome back to the greenhouse. Just starting to pot on a couple of plants. We've been away for a few days, and plants have got a little bit bigger than they should be, so I'm just going to pot those on now. I'm going to start with the courgettes here, and just lift a couple of those out. See how big the roots have got on them. Quite a size, I think. So just going to lift this out. Break up the soil around the root here, and we've got some reasonable sized plants here. Just need putting into the pots with a little bit more compost there. Fill that in around here, a little bit more than that. Got quite a few of these to do, but as it's just raining a little bit outside, I thought it'd be a good time to do it. A little bit of water onto there. Lovely. Stand that over onto the shelf for now. And I'm going to continue getting these out. As they've been growing in trays, there's not a great deal of depth for them at the moment. So I do need just a little bit of help, a little bit more compost in the bottom of that one first. Ooh, there we go. That into there. And a bit more compost on top. And a bit more water onto there. Lovely. Once the water's coming through the bottom, I can just put those into a tray here. Everything's been growing rather nicely. We had a friend come round and just keep things watered a little bit whilst we were away. And so everything should be okay. Fingers crossed for growing really nicely this year. Get these outside later. How wonderful it is to see these things growing. Nice. Compost in there. Lum bum bum. And some water. And I'm going to keep doing that with all of these. Quite a few plants to do. So that will be the courgettes into their next pots, which is a good thing. Now the beans are growing really nicely. They've been in their individual pots for a while, and these are just about ready now to go outside, which is nice. Ooh. A bit much there. Now I think we'll have a look at a couple of these tomatoes as well. Just a couple of those. We'll see how these are going to split in here. Again, They just need potting on for a couple of weeks. Get the roots established into these pots before I plant them out into the ground in the polytunnel and the greenhouse. And we've got to keep these well watered for the next few days. And they're going to be absolutely wonderful. A little bit more soil on top of that. Now the water's washed that down inside. Fantastic. We'll have some nice tomato plants growing for summer as well. Let's get myself some more pots. I do like to get these done before this really, but it's just running a little bit behind because of our break. That's not an issue. And then we can just lift on without damaging the stalk. It's important not to damage the stalk. Look at that. Lovely. A bit more water on there. And on with that one. I need to get a few more pots out of my pot store, I think, to get this all growing nicely. But these appear to be nice and healthy. Good colour to them. Just soil in there. And some water on there. I can get another one into that tray over there. Boom. Lovely. As these are growing in peat-free compost as well, first time I've actually decided to grow seeds in the peat-free, and it's done really, really nicely. So I'm not going to moan about that at all. A little bit more water there. And it's going to be important, as I say, to keep these watered over the next few days. And we've got a rather friendly slug on the beans there, so we just pop him outside. Other than that, I've got some cucumbers that I need to have a look at as well. Finish off the larger tomatoes in here, and that'll give the smaller ones hopefully a little bit more room to grow. So that's there. Cauliflowers seem to be doing okay. So that one's just going over a little bit. Might cut that one today, take that indoors for dinner. I'll go and get a knife and do that one now. Well, the cauliflowers have been growing really well, so I'm just going to, this one, I should probably have cut it yesterday, but I didn't. So I'll just get the knife on here. Very, very solid stalk on that. And there we got a nice cauliflower. That'll do for tea tonight. Good size in there. So, yes, something else for tea, which is rather nice. So that one can come up with me to the kitchen. And I can tidy a little bit in here. Take out a couple of these smaller plants. Get ready. Redo the compost in here, ready for the tomatoes to go in. It's all go at the moment. Well, one more little job that I've been doing down the greenhouse is I'm potting up my little Busy Lizzies into their pots for the summer. And these go into my little hanging pots and they go up onto the summer house decking, which is a better colour for the summer. So I'll just do those now. So with the Busy Lizzies, all I do is I make sure I've got enough compost in the pots just to hold them through. And then we just lift each little plug out of its pot, pop them into the top there, so the top of the soil is level with the top of the pot, and then just get some more compost and filling around. Make it all look very, very pretty. We'll just do a couple of those now. A little bit more compost in there. A little bit of a space in the middle for the plant. Level with the top of the pot. I should be able to just get a handful of compost pop in around the top. I've got 10 of these lovely little colourful pots, and I'll carry on doing those and we get them up on the wall. And that's where my little plant pots hang for the summer. It gives a nice little bit of colour up on this decking. Well, when we got back from Scotland, this is the site that greeted me at the front garden. I decided to go for the No Mow May, but it went a little bit wild, and some of this grass was actually approaching 1 metre high, so I had to get the strimmer out and make some changes. And I'm sure you agree with me, it looks a fair bit better now. I have left the edges quite deep and handy for the local wildlife. Well, this is the area that I prepared for grass seed to go down in, and I've just given it a light rake over the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sprinkle this grass seed down, and then I'm going to put a net over these canes and just hold it down to try and stop the birds getting too much of the grass seed. And when you're putting grass seed down, all I will say is you don't really want to have it too thick, and so we'll just put this down, and I do a sideways cast, and then I'll do one across as well. But this will give us hopefully a continuation to the grass here, and we're just going to run this across side to side as well, and then we'll get some down there onto that bottom section. Doesn't need to be very thick. And look at that lovely jubbly. I'll get a little bit more down here on the sides so that it will all look rather pretty. Now this box says it does 12 metres square, 12 square metres, and this area here is roughly 4 metres by 2.5 metres, so it's just about right for coverage. A little bit more in the middle here where there's hardly any seed down. Pop that down there. There we go, that's the end of the box. And now we get the net and put that over the top. And then once we've done that, the most important thing is just to give it a light watering, and then we'll keep this watered for the next 14, 21 days, and it will just enable us to get some germination, hopefully with the lovely warm weather that we've got. Lovely. Well, we've had the most amazing month. We've been to see some of God's most beautiful creation in Scotland. The hills, the lochs, travelling out on the sea to see the islands. Such beauty and such peace, really wonderful. That was our little trip, and I've got a couple of pictures I'll leave you with at the end of this. Now today we've been mainly in the greenhouse. Still got a bit of tidying to go as I go through the tidying up here, but the grass seed is down now, so that's going to help me get a clear pathway through the garden down onto the greenhouse, so when my walking isn't so good I can still get down there. I've got some tidying up to do with some weeds that have really come through big over the side here, but I'll have that done in the next week or so, and so generally things are looking quite nice at the moment. I'm going to leave you with a little blessing that we received as well, because on the day we arrived back from Scotland, Julie and I became great grandparents, and the lovely little fella looks absolutely stunning, and we are so happy, so blessed, so wonderful. And all of these little joys that come together, and being able to sit out here with all of these beautiful plants around me. Wow, what a joy, what a real joy life is becoming now. So I can't say how happy I am. All we need now is my health to pick up and get a little bit better so I can do a little bit more, and touch wood, fingers crossed and everything else. Things are looking good at the moment. I'm feeling better than I have done in months. So all is really, really nice. So just leaves me to say, hope you've enjoyed the show. And I hope that you can join in with our growing team of subscribers just by clicking on that subscribe button on YouTube. And yeah, I think we'll click over to 400 subscribers very, very soon, which will be fantastic. So without any further ado, as I often say, may I just leave you with those few words: stay safe, stay well, be kind to each other, just show some care and some respect. That's all we need to get on really, really well in this world. And happy gardening. So I'll leave you with a little glass of the old Cabernet Sauvignon, and wish you all the very, very best for a wonderful summer. And hopefully we'll have a very fruitful harvest as well this year. All the best. Cheers.